webinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, ShowingTime, showingtime.com. That's where you would go to add a new listing. So you just listed a property. Let's say it's vacant. The very easy one is vacant. You don't want to get all the calls on that property to say, hey, the lockbox is 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, the lockbox is 1, 2, 3, 4. You can log into ShowingTime, and within 15 minutes typically of you listing it, posting on MLS, it'll be automatically going to ShowingTime. So you don't have to add the property. All you have to do is go to your listings, view change a listing, and search for it, and it'll pop up. So if that's a new listing I just posted, I'm going to click on it. If it hasn't shown up there yet, just go back in another 15 minutes. It should be there. I think it updates every 15 to 20 minutes. So until you set it up, it's going to be basically not active. So that if you don't go in there and set it up, agents will be clicking on the ShowingTime button in MLS to set our MassPass to try to set up a showing, and they're going to get property not available. And then they'll be calling you saying, oh, it doesn't show ShowingTime, I can't get active. So make sure you go in, if you choose ShowingTime as the process to set up a showing on MLS, then make sure you set it up on here. So
you have to enter everything twice, or does it
it automatically pulls the listing into ShowingTime.
Okay.
You just have to go in there and add the showing details to it. So I pulled up 9 William Street. These checkboxes are going to be on no and no, meaning you haven't set it up yet. So you want to check both these boxes, yes and yes. Allow online showings and allow call-in appointments. Some agents, for whatever reasons, they'll call MassPass versus clicking on the link. I have no idea why. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's easier to set up, click on it. They'll just call. Some of the agents that will call MassPass have like 5 listings they want to set up. So instead of clicking on the 5 listings, they just call on MassPass and say, these 5 listings, can you set up a showing? So make sure the yes button's on for both of these. And then you have, what type of showing is it? Is it going to be, and these will tell you the different details. Appointment required. Confirm with any permissions must be obtained from any of the designated listing contacts. So that would be if it's required. This one is confirm with any. So you can set it up to call me, call the seller, whoever approves it. That's probably less likely than confirm with all. Confirm with any would be something like you set up with the seller, like, okay, you might get a call from ShowingTime for a showing request. I'll get a call also. But typically in that situation, you let the seller respond to that request because they're going to be the one that says, I can get out with the dog.
Where is it?
So you click on listings, view change a listing, you find your listing,
right,
and then you start setting it up.
But where you choose the, so it's a person, so it goes to the seller.
Yeah, so let's just say, let's like this confirm with any. Well, let me show you the Go and Show first. So Go and Show is basically going to be, you can, as soon as you request it, it's going to prove it, you're going to get the lockbox number. So then you scroll down here.
Oh, so you have to go actually to ShowingTime.
You can put restrictions on it, like required lead time. Like if your seller says, I don't care, just give them the lockbox number, just give me 20 minutes or 2 hours notice. You could say you have to have 2 hours notice before. Maximum appointment, that kind of stuff. But then down here, it'll say, how do you get in? So if it's a super box, you put Supra. If it's a combo, you put combo, and then you put the combination right here. And basically, if you wanted to add any other information, like don't let the cat out, stuff like that, you can put that in there, and then you just, once you change something, it'll have a save button up here, and you just hit save. So if I hit no now it'll ask me to save the changes. So anytime you change something, it'll ask you to, basically save the changes that you just made. So that's the Go and Show. Let's pick another confirm with any. So confirm with any I can basically add an owner or occupant in there. So I can click on the add the owner's name, and if they want to do mobile phone, call my mobile phone, it'll send them a text and it'll call them so that they can approve the showing. So they actually get a text that says, if you want to approve it, yes. So it's not a bad way to set it up for a seller. If the seller is like, yeah, I got a dog, I have a 3-hour notice, I'll get out, I'll take the dog with me, and you just set it up that way, and then they can approve it, and you don't even have to deal with that call. Some owners prefer that way. It's easier than an agent calling you, saying, can I see it tomorrow at 4, and then you text or calling the owner, them saying, yeah or no, I can't, and then have them go back in and respond. If your seller is willing to do that, it's the easiest way for them to confirm and set up showings.
Does it also alert you as the agent at this information?
Yes. Yeah. Anytime you get a showing request, it'll say showing request on. And then if you use the confirm with any, then if for some reason you haven't seen that the seller's responded to it because they missed the text or missed the call, then you could call or text or call or email the owner and say, does that work for that showing? If they say yes, you can confirm that appointment at that point. So it's great for setting up showings.
And how do we get logins for this? Does everybody get
Through
one?
the admin. The admin will, if you're in the Auburn office here, exit Auburn at Gmail. That's Jeannie's email. If you're in the Worcester office, exit Worcester at gmail.com. Just exit Worcester, one word, at gmail.com. If you don't have a login, she'll get you stuff with a login.
Issues or issues?
No, that one's Premier Local Homes. Or just, yeah. Email me. I can forward it to Gina. Okay, the undo changes on that one. So that's basically it. The other thing you can get in here if you're looking at your listing is a listing activity report. Click on that. These are good reports to, again, share with your seller. Shows on a kind of a month-to-month basis kind of what's going on. And it also is a synopsis of any of the feedback you've gotten. So if you got one that you really don't want your seller to see, you can click on the remove button. It was just like, I don't know, agents will put any beef on there they feel like putting on there. They're like, listing agent and call me back fast enough. You're like, dude, call me back in 2 hours. No, what do you want? I was in a meeting. So you can remove some of the ones that you don't want. But if it's about the house, like poor, needs to be painted, terrible condition, the best bad news you can give your seller is not from you, it's from other agents. You know, it's, oh God, I can't believe they're saying that about probably what do you think we should do? Well, I think I should paint, or I think I should, you know, drop the price. So it's a good report to share with your seller, and you can email the report right here. Just say, hey, I wanted to show you the listing feedback from the last month. So, it's a nice report to send your sellers. The other button on here, there's other reports also. There's a ton of different reports in here. The best way to get used to them is just to kind of look at them and see which ones you like, which ones you don't. It's kind of a good, they have agent activity report. It's kind of like a report on, you have to put in your agent office, your agent ID, but kind of just a overview of, you know, what do you got going on with your property? So you might look, if you start to get a decent amount of inventory, you'll start to see, you know, this one's one I really got to focus on that. They need to reduce the price and stuff. So for setting up your listings, you go to view, change listings again, and then again, within 15-20 minutes, it will show up in here. One thing to note if you're using this, because we pay for this for everybody, if it goes contingent or under agreement, at the beginning of every month, the first day of the month, our admin is going in here, and if this one's contingent, we're going in here as an office and turning off the showing appointments, because they charge us $8 a month per listing. So if it's contingent on agreement, you're not getting these showings. There's no sense. And I mean, if you're showing it for backup purposes, you can go in and turn back on these two buttons. all we're doing is going in here and turning these to no, meaning it's contingent. We're not allowing showings anymore, so we're not going to continue to get paid. Pays $8 a month for a listing that's not being shown. So if you have some reason that you really are showing it for backup purposes, then turn it back on by all means. Or even if you turn it back on the 8th, first we're going to shut it back off again, turn it back on. They bill like on the 4th or 5th, and they're not charging us for contingents or under agreements. So it's just something we do as an office. So just keep that in mind if you're wondering why. Or if it goes back on the market, you got to go back in and make sure it's on. Otherwise, you'll get calls about it. The second part I really want to show you guys was under the showings. There's a system called showing chart. Does anybody use that? You guys use showing chart? No, this is great. You guys are gonna like this. So let's say I started one here to show you guys what I did. Let's say you've got, actually, let me do this. All right, I got one started, but let me start a new one just so you guys can get an idea what you do. So let's say you're going out tomorrow and you've got 10 properties to show. The hardest thing to do is to figure out what's my route, what's the timing, how do I get all these set up so that we can make this work to go out and do a 10 property showing tour. So you would just start a new tour. So let's say I'm going to do my tour on Monday. I'm going to call it Genesis Tour. And I'm going to add it to my tours. So you see it added to your calendar. So now you can go back into that tour and start to add listing numbers. You can add all 10. You just have to separate them by comma. So I'm going to go back to my showing cart. I already started one. I added some listings to it. So I started one for tomorrow. I called it Tracy's Tour. And I have 5 properties listed. So once you add those 5 listings, if you click the Smart Route, it's going to basically say this is the best way to go. You can reorder these, or if one buyer decides to remove one, you can remove one. So let's say you got a couple day head notice and you're trying to set up for Sunday. The buyer's adding properties, the buyer's removing properties, but you're working on this tour setup. You might want to say, okay, by Friday we got to kind of finalize what we're doing it, hopefully. Then you can go in here and you can see quickly that all of these are going shows. If one was a make an appointment, you'd see that, so you kind of get a sense of what kind of approvals we're going to have to get. But then also you can say, okay, what time are we starting? So we're doing first showing 11 a.m. It's saved. So it's starting my tour at the first property. They're recommending start at Raymond, and then it's ordering them. And you can see the little lines. It's telling you, based on all the properties you picked, this is probably the best order. You can reorder them if you want to. And then it's going to tell you there's 12 minutes to get from the first one to the second one. So you started that one 11:15. You know your buyer takes a half hour, so you probably really want to do like 11:45 on that one. Hit save. So now it's updated that one. So 11 to 11:15 really is probably the buyer's a 20-minute. You got your slow buyers, you got your fast buyers. You're trying to pick what's a safe time frame. So you're picking your time frames for each one. I'm going to do this one. We're showing. We'll do that one, 12:15. And again, you can it shows you the time in between them. So again, if you know like it's during rush hour, then you might want to stretch them out. But you're picking your times. Once you pick all your times, then you can basically hit set up showings and it'll set up showings. If any of the showings are like call listing agent or email listing agent, it'll tell you like we can't set this one up. But everything else is set up through showing time, it'll set them all up for you. So let me just pick my last one here. So I've got all mine picked, and then I'm ready to go. I'm just going to hit send requests. It's saving your tour. It's sending all those requests out automatically. And it'll tell me, because these were all go and show means it automatically gets approved. I'm all done, ready, and it'll tell me my viewing instructions right here. So yes, you'll get emails with confirmations with the showing instructions also, but if you want to just print out the tour screen and just put in your little lockbox combos, you can just click on these little buttons. It'll tell you what the showing instructions are for that listing. Code 2733. Click on the next one. Code 5971. So you've got your tour set up. You can actually get turn-by-turn directions. So you could print this out too. It's giving you all your directions ready to go on your turn-by-turn directions. If you came back in here today, you could do a full map view, turn-by-turn. So there's different things you can do with it. It's awesome for setting up a bunch of shots. It really is.
Is there an easy way to put that onto like Google Maps so that way you can get your driving directions?
I don't think so. No, not that I know of. I mean, you could print this out. I mean, if you're using GPS, you probably just want to enter all the addresses in there, but at least set up the route for you anyways. Any questions from that?
And if it's a make appointment, it'll change. I mean, you can change that to within the range where it's going to fall in there.
Yeah, it'll tell you got to move something around if they don't confirm, or that one can get confirmed. So you can just keep going in and changing this, you know, as you need to kind of fix it. You can still add another stop. You can, like if I remove this one now, cancel appointment, bad time. So now it rerouted from the last one to the first one. You could always go back in and change the time too if you wanted to change the time on that one. So you can really use it to kind of really set up your, you know, your whole showing day, which is helpful.
If you set this up a couple days in advance and then you're looking to finalize it, will that system automatically notify you of status changes of properties if something went under agreement and they're no longer showing it? Do you have to check them all individually before you go?
You probably have to. You're probably going to need to check them before you go.
Okay.
Yeah, because showing time doesn't automatically stop showing because the property goes continued. So you want to check the status. If a property is hot and a new property, it might make sense to even ping the agent and say, hey, because if I accept an offer today and I don't have a check until tomorrow, I'm probably not going to mark it contingent, although I have an accepted offer. So in this hot market, it always makes sense to, you know, reach text or email listing agent, just say, hey, we'll show this one tomorrow. Just want to make sure it's still available to save yourself time and trouble.
Okay.
All right. Any questions with that? All right, good. And that one, we're going to move on to what's next, e-listings, right? Anything else?